And welcome to your weekly UAS news update. We have 4 stories for you this week. A bunch of senators are pushing back against a potential DJI ban. UAS Nexus creates a Blue UAS marketplace. We have Inspired Flight and Ascent Engineering that are expanding their partnership. And then lastly, an M30 that gets shot down in Ohio. Let's get to it. And first up this week, the push to ban DJI in the United States is facing some unexpected resistance from within the Republican Party themselves. According to a report from Politico, a provision to restrict DJI, which was included in the House version of the National Defense Authorization Act, was left out of the Senate version. Now, the two chambers have to figure out a compromise here, and it's not as straightforward as the anti-DJI hawks might actually have hoped that it would be. Senators from agricultural and energy states are raising some major concerns. We have Senator John Boozman from Arkansas, who is pointing out that, I quote, "They are the primary drone maker in the United States at a reasonable price. This technology is being used more and more, and that is the crux of the problem." Now, this all comes down to a critical deadline that approaches on December 23rd, which we have talked about at length in the past. Under last year's NDA, a federal security agency is supposed to determine if DJI poses a national security risk, but if no agency conducts the audit by the deadline, then DJI is automatically added to the FCC's covered list, which would ban new products from entering the US market. Now, the problem is here, no agency obviously has stepped up to do anything about the audit. The split here shows that there is a deep divide between the supposed national security concern and the real-world impact that a drone ban would have on farmers, first responders, energy companies, small service providers, and also, of course, recreational pilots who rely on affordable, capable drones in the United States. And of course, the results of the DJI ban in Florida, which was an absolute disaster, where a state-level ban grounded over $200 million worth of public safety drones with no viable replacement ready, ended up showing what happens when things get done, well, without a plan. And of course, this has been a developing story, and it's one that we're going to continue to watch very closely as the deadline approaches. And this is a great time, by the way, to call your senators, your representative, and voice your opinion. The infighting is actually a great opportunity to be loud and voice how a DJI ban would affect your business and your ability to save lives or anything else in between that you're using with your drone. All right, next up, kind of a good story. UAS Nexus is launching a new venture to tackle a huge problem in the US, which is the Blue UAS supply chain. The company just launched what they call the Drone Syndicate store, which is a curated marketplace for NDAA and Blue UAS compliant components. This is a big deal because while everyone is talking about building American drones, finding all the individual compliant parts, components, from motors to radios, is actually a massive headache for manufacturers. UAS Nexus says that they want to be the reliable source for OEM and end users to get the hardware that they need quickly being the key here. Alongside this store, they also announced Platform One, which is a modular FPV platform. It's designed with a modular open system approach, or MOSA for short, which is now required by the formerly called Department of Defense, now called the Department of War. This means that it's built to work with interchangeable, off-the-shelf components so that you're not locked into one specific vendor. They say that the design is inspired by Ukraine's battlefield success with decentralized FPV production. They also claim that this can enable the production of over 10,000 drones per month, which is kind of a big deal for US standards. This is exactly the kind of foundational work that the drone industry needs at this point. It's not just about building a single great drone, it's about building an entire ecosystem and a supply chain in order to support manufacturing at scale. So congrats, Bobby and the team. Keep up the good work. And this is almost as great as this segue to our Black Friday sale. The best sale of the year is now live, starting with 30% off on any one course that you buy. If you buy 2 courses, then you're going to get 40% off, and then buy 3 or more courses, and then you get 50% off the entire cart. Join over 450,000 pilots. That's how many people we have in our system now, and then get the courses that you've been waiting for all year. And then another story about strengthening the American drone ecosystem. This is Inspired Flight Technology, or IFT for short, that is expanding their partnership with software company Ascent Engineering. Now, IFT is a US manufacturer of NDAA compliant and Blue UAS compliant drones, and this partnership is all about beefing up their software capabilities. Now, Ascent Engineering specializes in UAV software, and they've been working with IFT for 2 years in order to get their Inspired Ground Control, IGC for short, platform off the ground. Now, IGC is the centralized hub for mission planning, in-flight management, payload integration, basically everything that has to do with the drone. Now, together, they've already pushed several updates to the IGC software, improved their N-trip framework for better connectivity, and then also added some advanced payload features. Now, according to IFT, the partnership is going to accelerate, and I quote, software-enabled hardware strategy. Now, this is so important because a drone is obviously much more than hardware. The software that runs it has to be secure, intuitive, and also very powerful. By focusing on building out the software suite along with the drone in itself, I think IFT is working to create a complete and mission-ready system that is fully made in the United States. And then last up, a don't be that guy story. We've missed it. It's been at least 2 weeks. We have an M30T that was shut down this week in Ohio. While flying, the pilot experienced what he thought was a flyaway and then called the police to notify them that his drones might be found somewhere because it had flown away. Shortly after, the police actually returned his call and said that someone had reported finding a drone. Suspicious. Now, the pilot met up with the reporting party who said, hey, guess what? I shot the drone. I shot it down, which is insane. As you can see from the picture, the shot actually went straight through the battery of the M30, which is not good. The sheriff's report was filed because he had called the police. However, the shooter has agreed to replace the aircraft, and Les, the pilot, has agreed to not press charges as long as the aircraft is replaced. Even worse, actually, the guy that shot the drone follows Les, the pilot, on Facebook because he's a local photographer and has a Facebook page for his drone services. In the meantime, Ohio Drone Repair has given Les a loaner so that he can use it for his business. He's also a volunteer to assist local public safety. So keep up the good work, Les, and thank you, Ohio Drone Repair. And here's a reminder, as always, don't be that guy. Please don't shoot at aircraft. What a dumb thing to do. All right, be sure to join us on Post-Flight. This is our premium community show where we share our uncensored opinion that are not always suitable for YouTube. This will be a fun one, especially with that first story this week. So have a great weekend. You should be full with turkey by now. We haven't had ours just yet because we recorded this early, but we'll see you next time.